Hey everyone, welcome to the Pace Studio in New York City. We're here with Ayron Jones, all the way from the West Coast.
Seattle,
Welcome.
Washington. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing real well.
What's the first song you're going to play for us today?
I'm going to play Take Your Time off my new album, Audio Paint Job. 'Cause I know it's hard when you're moving too fast. But smile for the moment, I wanna make this last. And I know it's hard to get things off your mind. But you know I'm patient, so please take your time. Take your time. Just take your time. Take your time. Just take your time. I know it's hard to forget your past. But give me your heart, I'll be the best you've ever had. And I know that you're afraid. But I'm in no rush. Let's take it at your pace. Take your time. Just take your time. Take your time. Just take your time. your time. Just take your time. Just take your time. Just take your time. Thank you.
I wasn't sure how those songs on your record were going to translate to solo acoustic guitar, but obviously there was nothing to worry about. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your new record, Audio Paint Job?
Yeah,
came out last month.
Yeah, I just released Audio Paint Job on I think it was June 2nd. I hope so. It was on
Last month.
On June 2nd. It was produced by Barrett Martin from Screaming Trees and Mad Season, and famous producer Jack Endino as well, very famous for working with Nirvana as well as Soundgarden and a plethora of other really prominent rock bands throughout history. And yeah, it's kind of the story of my life from where I'm at right now, and kind of dealing with my career as it's coming, and my my kids, and almost coming from this like really domestic life and transferring over into where I'm at now, and like the struggles that comes with that. It talks a little bit about my history, and being abandoned, and my parents growing up without parents, and so yeah, and it's just I really tried to touch on the history of rock and roll throughout this album, rather than just trying to focus on one aspect of rock or trying to recreate the wheel, so to speak. I touch on different aspects of rock throughout different time periods, and pay homage to the history of rock while still making it modern and translatable to our current generation.
Totally,
Yeah.
totally. Well, since you mentioned kind of the arc of rock and roll,
Yeah.
and all of those amazing producers that you worked with, I was wondering if you could elaborate a little bit on kind of the differences in working with Sir Mix-a-Lot, who was also a Seattleite on your first record,
that's
and
right.
then some of these other like grunge musicians and producers on this one.
Yeah, so I think the difference was really just the approach. I think Mix-a-Lot is a huge fan of the digital era and the sound, so a lot of what we did was really more focused on producing a digital version of rock and roll. Whereas I think working with Barrett Martin and Jack, these are just old school rock and roll cats from the grunge era, and they really wanted to make sure that we got that real rock and roll analog tone. So I think that was a big difference. The other one was kind of just experience, when you're working with a hip-hop producer and a hip-hop rapper versus working with people who have been in like prominent rock groups. It brings different aspects of the industry into the forefront of your consciousness, So I was lucky enough to have worked with Sir Mix-a-Lot and have received a lot of knowledge from him. And a lot of conversations we'd have, it would be about, he'd be passing knowledge from me that he got from Rick Rubin, which is incredible to me. So I was very fortunate to be taken under his wing and mentored by Sir Mix-a-Lot on the first album. And this album, I'm being mentored really by Barrett, and he's helping me kind of groom myself for the next level of the industry, which is where I'm heading into, and having all that experience under his belt, and having seen a lot of different things in this industry, it's really been a godsend to work with someone like that, Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, what's the next song you're going to play for us?
I'm going to play Emily off my album. If I can tune this thing up, right?
Absolutely.
It's a new song I off my album. It's called Tuning, in the key of E.
Did you see that fake Radiohead story
Oh,
that
which
was from Glastonbury?
Oh, yeah.
It's like Radiohead tunes for 2.5 minutes. Fans rejoice of the new song.
That's hilarious. I would rejoice if I saw Radiohead. Yeah, tune! Woo! Dues out to the days of old, 'cause they ain't ever coming back. And you're the one that walked away, so baby, why are you so mad? Why won't you let me be Emily? Trying to let you go, but girl, you got the best of me. Emily, why won't you let me be? Ashamed to see how far you'll go just to make me feel your pain. So I make love to Mary Jane. She takes my blues away. Why won't you let me be Emily? Trying to let you go, but girl, you got the best of me. Emily, girl, you got the best of me. Emily, trying to let you go, but girl, you got the best of me. I wish I could forget your name, Emily. Emily, Emily, girl, you got the best of me. Thank you.
Dude, I was afraid you were gonna pop a string.
Oh yeah, that happens. Sometimes. That happens.
How or why did you start singing? I feel like in that song in particular, very, very emotive, really coming from the heart.
Yeah, I started singing because I grew up in the church, and as a kid. Mm-hmm. And the church is like the black community's like unofficial music school. You know what I'm saying? It's like when you get into the church, it's like you're surrounded by this underground art, that's appreciated amongst this community of people who have faced oppression and all these things over the years. So the culture of blues, the culture of jazz, the culture of soul, the culture of rock is very prominent within those communities. And so that's really where it started. That's where I got that singing bug from. And mind you, my voice wasn't always. I really had to work hard on finding what my sound was, because I started on guitar, and so as a person who's playing guitar, my guitar skills were getting better and better, but my singing was lagging behind. So the last 3 years, I really focused on finding out what sound was going to work for me. What was my tone? My vocal cords aren't usual. I don't have usual vocal cords. I have a very scratchy, kind of notey vocal cords. Notey being like bumps on your vocal cords, whatever they want to call them. I'm not sick. Don't say it. But yeah, that's where that really came from. That's where I started as a kid. That's where I got that bug, and over time I've really developed it.
Did you grow up in Seattle proper?
Yeah, born and raised in Seattle proper. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That's right. I mean, the Northwest is like pretty homogenous, though.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, I know.
I don't know. Who were some of who did you turn to? Well, outside of the church, like growing up and looking for people to emulate, or in terms of singing in particular?
Records is where I turn to.
Yeah.
Records. Yeah. I listened to artists like Michael Jackson and Stevie Wonder and Ray Charles, and Whitney Houston, and a lot of people that really just like, for me, embodied. Like, I think of Michael Jackson as a blues man. I really do. And here's the reason why. It's because what Michael did was popularized what had already been going on in the church, and because he had such that high pitched voice and that emotive sound, man, it was like, that's what really brought it to the forefront for me. And I really studied, Michael Jackson for the last probably 5 years vocally, trying to get that sound.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I've taken like Michael Jackson's vocals and I've mixed it, and for this album in particular, like the people I turn to for this album, I listen to a lot of the Beatles, I listen to Michael Jackson, I listen to Ray Charles, I listen to a lot of Dr. Dre for this album, a plethora, a lot of different of the grunge guys, Soundgarden, Pearl Jam.
I was gonna say, I'm not connecting everything that you were just saying to working with folks who worked with the Screaming Trees.
Right. So I feel like I found this really interesting space, being from where I'm from, and the Black community in Seattle is very, very small, but being from where I'm from and having kind of been thrusted into like that mainstream sound in Seattle, I'm now combining these two communities that otherwise wouldn't have a chance to come together. You know what I'm saying? So these two sounds are now meeting head on, and that's a lot of what this record is about, is taking those two sounds and putting them together and then coming out with a new generation of what Seattle music is,
Dude, thank you for doing that.
Thank you.
What's the next song or last song you've got for us today?
All right. I'm going to play Be
After
There.
Tuning Part 2.
I'm going to play, this is Tuning Part 2,
yes.
The sequel. I'm gonna play one of the popular tunes off my album. I think I talked about a little bit about how I try to touch on the different eras of rock and roll. This is definitely that more 50s era of rock and roll sound, right? After I tune again. I can't do it. It sounds so bad. It sounds terrible.
Well, while you're tuning, there are a bunch of folks commenting on the live Facebook feed.
Awesome, that's good. That
representing Seattle.
I hope.
Very proud of you.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. We just picked this guitar up today.
Wow.
Just be there with you. Used to say love was a concept meant for fools until I met you. You broke all my rules. I know you wanna run and hide, 'cause you're really shy, but just take my hand and I'll lead the way. Ain't no reason to worry now. Ain't no reason to doubt. Just take my hand and let me show you around. Drop top, let that wind blow through your hair. Oh, I really wanna take you everywhere. See those city lights or the country moon. Girl, I wanna be there. Just wanna be there with you. Just wanna be there with you. I wanna be there with you. Just wanna be there with you. You're into country, I play rock and roll. Girl, you give me fever and I can't let you go. You lift me up when I'm feeling down. Ain't no reason to worry now. other guys. Every time I'm cheesing, know you're the reason that I smile. If you can be the one that I trust to be true, I'll take you everywhere. I don't care what we do, I don't care what we do, no. I wanna be there with you, I wanna be there with you, just wanna be there with you, I wanna be there with you. Thank you, thank you.
Awesome. Sounds great.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here with us.
It's been
today.
amazing to be here. I really appreciate you.
Do you have any tour dates coming up where folks can check you out live?
We're focusing on the fall right now, so nothing
right.
just yet, but everything's brewing. Just keep an eye on my website, my social media, and all that, and we'll be announcing some stuff pretty soon here.
Excellent. New album, Audio Paint Job, out
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Thank you so
can pick it
much.
up, man. Thank you guys so much.